UFC Seattle was last night. We have the key fights here, and you notice we have the prelims here as well. I'm going to rank them on this tier list from Fight Night to Nina Drama, the worst of the worst. And obviously, give my thoughts on how the fights turned out, and give a ranking for you guys. So we're going to start out here with the prelims. You may notice I just have prelims as its own entire tier here. We're giving prelims the fight of the night nod. 7 fights, 7 finishes, so fun to watch. Prelims were great. They delivered, the crowd was into it, exciting finishes, every single one of them. Just, if there's any UFC you're going to tune into, if you missed those prelims, you missed out on peak UFC. It was absolutely a blast. Went downhill from there, unfortunately. We had Menafield versus Walker. 15th ranked guy taking on a guy on his debut on short notice just to keep this card a bit more intact after the fight cancellations. This is our Nina Drama fight. Funnily enough, this is the first time on my tier list videos where I've disagreed with the UFC's official fight of the night nod. I know I'm cheating a little bit by saying prelims. They didn't want to give the fight of the night to a fight that didn't go the distance, and they gave it to the worst fight on the entire card. This fight was sloppy and boring and coin flip winner. I mean, Menafield won, I guess. Just a low-level fight, terrible. If you missed it, you didn't miss anything. The UFC official Twitter account tweeted saying, can we keep the streak rolling into the main card? No. Didn't get a finish and just put everyone to sleep. Thankfully, the next fight was Gene Silva versus Bagdasarian. This is A tier. This was good stuff. Got the momentum rolling again. Gene Silva is just a force to be reckoned with. 3 in a row of Charles Jourdain, Drew Dober, and Bagdasarian is insane. He deserves a ranked guy next, 100%. He deserves a main event soon in the next couple fights, and if he continues this streak, he's going to be in title contention in no time. He's a force. He basically had to get the ref to stop the fight. He pointed down at Bagdasarian and said, dude, this guy's not fighting back. And the ref said, keep fighting, so he pounded him even more. And just stellar performance from Silva, exciting. Next we had Rob Font versus Matsumoto. I'm gonna also put this one, I'll put this one in A tier as well. If it was just individual fight, I might give this my fight of the night nod. If we were going a full fight, deserved it much more than Menafield and Walker did. But I don't think it was better than any of the fights on the prelims. I think it was all right. I think Font was playing a little cheeky, the glove touch overhand and the fence grabs and some stuff. But we know that Font is going to show up against prospects, and he did, and he took an O, and that's yet another O that's been taken this year. I think that's 11 out of 16 or 17. So if you're undefeated, this is the wrong year to be fighting in the UFC, man. Rob Font gets it done, and he looked good doing it, and that was an exciting fight that went the distance. Next up, we had Brendan Allen versus Hernandez. This was a good fight. I like this fight. I'm going to give it a B because I think that Hernandez, I don't want to call it stalling, but he had control time that didn't really lead to much offense. He was just controlling Allen from moving. And that's okay, but in the exchanges where they were grappling with each other and attempting submissions, it was quite exciting. Not quite A tier level. Don't think it was as good as either of these two fights, but it was still good. Allen's fight IQ, I just need to say this, Brendan Allen, you're probably not, but if you ever watch this video, man, trust your hands. This guy will stun someone and then try and jump a guillotine. And he never gets it. It's like in the Amava fight and in the Hernandez fight. In this fight, he actually had a better chance of winning. I think Hernandez respected the striking and just neutralized it by holding him down, and Allen just kept attempting takedowns. He'd finally get up after 2 or 3 minutes of control time. Then he'd attempt a takedown of his own and get himself held and reversed. And his performance held it back, and then Hernandez kind of stalling a bit. But I mean, still high-level grappling in this fight. It was exciting to watch, a good co-main event. I look forward to seeing both of these guys' next fights. I hope that Allen really does just trust in his striking in his next fight, and I hope Hernandez gets that top 10 opponent. Maybe a Costa or a Cannonier or somebody could be exciting for him in the future. And the main event, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. I'm going to give this one a C tier. What we saw of this fight was exciting. It was a little one-sided, But the fight obviously ended in an eye poke and a doctor stoppage, and it was weird. Henry took the full 5 minutes and then fought the remaining minute of the round, and then called the doctor in on the stool to stop it, which stopped him from getting the no contest and turned it into an actual loss on the scorecards because they started the 4th round. The whole thing was weird. Some people were saying it was just like a cop-out for Cejudo. He knew he was going to lose the fight. I don't necessarily agree with that. Cejudo's a champion-level fighter. I think that his eye did look bad. He probably knew that he was down, but he still took his full 5 minutes and he tried to fight, and he said it was blurry. And it sucks. It sucks because now Song has a win with an asterisk over it, and Cejudo has a loss with an asterisk over it. I disagree with Dana when he says he doesn't want to rebook this fight. I think that's just a vendetta he has against Cejudo. I would like to see these guys go at it again. If we don't, that's okay. Move Song up the rankings. And if we do, I'm here for it. I think that people were underestimating the output that Cejudo had in that fight. He was landing. He caused more damage, minus the eye pokes, but he was causing more damage. He was causing bleeding. He had broken, maybe not broken the nose, but he'd broken open the nose, and there was some cuts on Song's face. And Song was looking battered even though he was landing more. I think it was a good fight for what we saw, but the ending and just that whole dragging it out, the 5 minute wait and everything was just so murky and weird. And I just can't place it higher than C tier because of that. I know normally I do every single fight, but like I said, every prelim was a finish. They deserve the nod. Everyone should have just gotten a performance bonus from Dana for that. Excellent prelims. Main card didn't stack up. The card was cursed. If you watched my video a couple days ago, you knew that going in. This card was cursed from the beginning, and it is what it is. Thankfully, we ended with more good than bad, I'd say. I'll definitely be doing one of these next week. We got Manel Kopp, main event, and we got some okay fights on that card, and then the following week's 313. I'm really excited for that. We'll get some videos up for you guys, and yeah, we'll see ya.